Greetings everyone and welcome back. This is Marco and today we're taking a look at the Tair 3S. Although I am notoriously not much of a fan of Soviet lenses, it is undeniable that they can be quite quirky. The Tair 3S, for example, was made specifically for the Photo Sniper, a kit, as the name suggests, that resembles a rifle. I will go into more detail about the Photo Sniper in a dedicated video, so for now let's take a closer look at the lens. The lens is made of metal, it weighs a little bit more than 1.5 kilos, it is 25 to 29 centimeters long and it has an external diameter of 88 millimeters with a 72 millimeters front thread, and it comes with a rubber sun hood. The iris has 16 blades, the aperture is clicked and it goes from f4.5 to f22 without half steps. It uses a preset system that might not be the most intuitive, especially when adapting to digital. First you select the aperture, like f8. Then you turn the red knob in the direction of the arrow to open up the blades so you can compose and focus more easily. And then when you pull the trigger on the support, it presses this lever and the aperture closes. It doesn't have a focusing ring, but rather a knob that turns 270 degrees, and minimum focusing distance is 3 meters. It uses an M42 mount. On the bottom there are threads to mount it to the stock, although none of them is 1/4 inch as we are used to, but the middle one does fit 3/8. Sharpness wide open is actually very good, with some softness and light vignetting in the corners. Stopping down to f8 it gets even sharper all over the frame. Some chromatic aberration is visible wide open, but it is rarely distracting. Colors are fairly true to life, with good contrast and only lacking some saturation. Specular highlights can have some hard edges, and backgrounds are very smooth with pleasant fall-off. I haven't had any issues with flares and loss of contrast in normal use. This lens reminds me a lot of the Jupiter 21. Big, heavy, unwieldy, but with good image quality. In fact, much better image quality than I was expecting. If you can find a color that fits and makes it easier to mount to a tripod, and you don't mind these slightly odd controls, the Tair 3S can be an interesting lens to own. That will be all for today. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye!